Hello world, I'm Carl, and today I'm pretending to be an appliance repairman. So here I have a Samsung dryer and it doesn't work. So what it does is it flashes error code HE on here. So a quick Google search shows that HE means it's overheating. Therefore, it's a sensor. So sensors are easy to replace. First thing we gotta do, get this thing unplugged and then take it apart. There we go. The heating element is under here in the back. So to get to it, we need this disassembled. Sounds like a difficult task, but it's actually very simple. Get a full Phillips head screwdriver. Once you get those two screws out of the back, top pops off. So slide it back. Oh, there we go. Top's off. Put that somewhere safe. Next, we want to lift this piece off of here, the front plate. So you can see these little tabs, pull them up and forward. All right. No screws under there. So there we go. Man, all right, so you need to use some muscle. Pull it forward and up. And I did crack that and these. So it looks like I probably should have gone straight up. And for some reason that just wasn't working. But I still got lots of tabs that are still good. So it'll go back in there. So when you take this out, pull that up and forward, and then the whole thing, muscle it straight up. Now we got here some plugs we got to get off of here so we can move this away. So let's just push these little triggers on them. See the lever, pull them apart. There you go, faceplate off. You want to take the front thing with the door off. So back to the Phillips screwdriver. You got some screws in the top here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've also got 2 here that connect to this. Those have to come out as well. So 1, 2. So once you have those screws out, this comes off. We have 2 tabs here, one in there and there. You want to push those down and it'll release. Once it releases, you got another plug you got to pull out. So just unplug that and then lift up and the bottom will pop off of those 2 tabs on the corners. Now we need this support out of here. 3 screws. Ready for this? 4, 5 screws. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so then let's carefully lift that up. And now we have the wires going through these harnesses. We need these harnesses out of the way. And then these harnesses are easy. These little plastic clips, you just twist them. And then these things pop right out. Twist and pop. Set that guy off to the side. We don't need to mess with him. Now, we need to get this and this off of here. So, to remove that, again, just a couple screws. We've got that, 2, 3, 4, and you got a is it this one? I think it's this one. 5. Let's unplug this while we're here, because I probably need to, so let's do that. I don't know that I need to, but probably. All right, there we go. That's out. That's out. That one's out, and that one's out. Now carefully pull it away, make sure you still have nothing connecting it. And now we've got this guy held in there with that belt. Now, this is very hard to get on the video. Let's see if I can. Alright, so back there, you see there's the spring-loaded pulley, and they wrap around a metal shaft. So I want to push that spring-loaded pulley forward and pop that belt off. Now you could take this duct off from the back and it removes that whole panel, and then you can reach through and do it through there with a little more visibility. I've done that before to actually replace that pulley. However, I don't feel like taking more apart than I have to, and I know what it's like in there. So I'm gonna reach my hand in there and blindly make it happen. So pop the pulley forward, guide the belt off the side of it, slowly release the pulley, and then the belt is loose. Now that it's loose, you can pull it off of the other pulleys, and there we go. Now it's disconnected. Now I can slide this off and out. Now we got the guts, and now we can see what's going on. So the pulleys, this is what I was talking about. So that belt wraps around, comes under this, around this, and then back up and around the washer, and this tension pulls that slack out of that belt. So what I did is I put my arm underneath, pushed this, slid the belt off the side, released it, and then you're able to just freely take the belt off that other pulley. So there we go. Now, for that code HE, overheating, this is our heating element. You can look inside there and see the actual elements, and you see a bunch of wires on the side. So these ones connect the heating element. This is a thermostat or a thermistor or something, and this is another one, I don't know. So these are pretty much the two sensors. Now, if you were to look at this one and connect it, it should have a resistance. If there's no resistance, it's obviously not making contact. There's your problem. So when it's overheating, pretty much these tell the computer what temperature this is and whether or not it needs to apply power or not. And what's happening is they're telling it nothing, so it's just applying power because they're never telling it to stop. So time for them to go. Now you could replace the whole heating element too while you're at it. Obviously you want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it, and if you look inside, you'll see it's a bunch of wires like a toaster oven. And in order to make sure that that's good, make sure that none of the wires are touching anything, make sure that they're all making contact, that none of them have sagged and are touching this. If none of that's happened, that thing is still good. So let's get this off of here. Luckily for me and the rest of the world, these parts are sold in kits on the internet. So here we go. It's got a heating element, and we got a couple sensors here. We got this little guy, which goes somewhere in here. We've got our heating element, which, like I said, ours isn't bad. And for some reason, ours looks like it has more wires to connect it than this one. So whatevs, I don't know if that would work or not, but I'm not too concerned anyway. Mine's good. And if you buy this piece, which is the one that I have, that's bad, it's like $7. But the whole kit is $30 and it comes with all these other ones. So I figure, while we're in here, let's just get the kit, let's replace them all so I don't have that problem. So now this is just a little thermo switch. What we want to do is get it plugged back in and put it back in there. So we'll plug in our new switch, but no, it wasn't making contact, so I'm pretty sure it should make contact. There's probably a real appliance guy out there right now shaking his head at me, but if he's a real appliance guy, he's probably not watching my videos. He already knows what he's doing, but you don't, so believe. Now I could unscrew this too, take the whole thing out. It'd be a little easier to work on, but this ain't so bad. Alright, that sensor's in. Now, see there's another one right next to it. Here's another one in my hand. This is its replacement. I can tell because it looks like it, right? Yeah. Alright, so same thing. Let's unplug it while it's being held firmly in place, because that helps you out. These plugs are very tight. Oh boy, there we go. Alright, and let's unscrew it. Connect your plugs back up. There's that. Now, this kit came with two other ones. And like I said, I'm gonna replace because they're here. So let's find where they are. All right, so this looks like one of them right here. Maybe not. Yep, there's both of them. All right, so let's unplug this guy. And let's unplug this guy. All right, now if you look, there's one screw on the bottom. The top is just held in by a little retainer. So if we unscrew the bottom screw, then you can get that out of there. Oop. Now let's get this new one ready to go back in. Oh nice, the screw's a little bit bigger than the hole, so that'll make it easy to put in here. So let's put the tab in, then line that screw up. And screw it down. Now this other one, same thing, unscrew the one, and then you can lift it out. There's that. Where's his replacement? Right here. Same thing. All right, now that's in there. Now you just want to replace your plugs. Boom, so now my sensor's been replaced. That should be it. This sucker should work now. But one thing I want to do while I'm in here is all this hair and stuff that's accumulated, especially on here. That's obviously, some of it's looking like it might have burned. This is from my doggy here. So obviously stuff in there could create a fire hazard. It's been a few years with it running like it is, so it took a while for all that to accumulate. However, we want to get rid of it while we're in here. Now, all right, now it's all cleaned. Time to put it back together. Here you go.
Okay.
You're welcome, thank you. All right, so to put it back together from here, first thing, this tub again. So you got those two rollers back there. Let's get this belt sort of centered over that. You can see where it's been rubbing. And let's guide this straight back around that lip and on those two rollers. Now, the belt, again, this is the part where if you're having a hard time and you've never done it before, you might want to take the back off. However, I know how it goes, so I'm just putting it back how I took it off, by feel. So let's see here. All right, I got that one routed. I got the other one under that. Now I'm lifting that pulley up. And guiding the belt onto it. While making sure it goes over the motor drive. Once it's all there, run my finger along the rest of the belt to make sure nothing's hitting anything it shouldn't be. And that's that. And now it's in place. Now we have the front cover to put back on. So you can see those two rollers there. Those go under this. And then we got that sensor again to plug in. So I'll do the sensor last. And let's get this into position. So I'm going to get that underneath the drum, lift it up, and then use these tabs on the sides to hold it while I'm getting it into position. Alright, so that side's in. This side here, whoops, is in. And now I just gotta put my screws back. Alright, so the one without the washer goes in our plastic housing. I think the other ones with the washers, your general appliance screws, they go through the sheet metal stuffs, and those little washers, the little lock washers to keep them from backing out. So we just run those guys in nice and tight. All right, that's that. Let's plug our sensor in. Boop. Might as well get these back in here too. Well, it's open and easy. Where's this guy go? This guy goes to the door. Yes. Alright, so let's see. I think that can go there. I think this guy goes through there, and then I think this goes through this way. Let's twist it up. These two go to your control panel, so they'll come through this hole. This one, something plugs in from the door. That's your door sensor. So we'll leave that there. I think it'll reach and plug in and be tidy. If not, I'll pop it out of there. So it's got these two little tabs here used to align it. Once it's in there, it's in there. Now I need our 5th screws again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. And again, the 5th screw that I had on here that I pulled out was one that did not have a washer. That one goes there. Get them in. Now we take the rest of them and hit your 4 corners. Alright, once those screws are in, now I need the front with the door. Now, what you want to do first, make sure those bottoms get into place. Now I remember this. Yep, that plug needs to come out of that harness. Let's plug this guy in while we're here. And then we go straight back with this. And you want to make sure you pop those 2 tabs till they lock. And that'll hold it now while we get our screws. And if you remember, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 2, that big dark colored ones that have the washers, those go into your dryer. Lint catcher again. So let's get those in place. And now these other 4 go into the frame. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're ready for the control plate, the interface, if you will. Open this door so he's not in the way. And now these tabs that don't look so hot. Oh, that one went bye-bye. Okay. This is where they go. They go in those spots. That guy went bye-bye as well. So, like I said, I'm not too concerned about them. We still have these other ones. So, put these plugs back together, plug them in. And once they're plugged in, let's guide our lucky remaining clips into place. Make sure those wires are free. And then get this top in here. There we go. Now that's secure. One last piece, the top. So the top, you want to set on here. You want to make sure it's got room underneath those tracks there. Oh, I'm doing it backwards, that's why. No, I'm not. That's right. All right. So yep, you want to make sure that this front goes under those tracks. Get it in there and just slide it forward. It covers those tabs so this can't come off anymore. Let's get those broken ones out of the way. Boom, boom. And put our last two screws that hold this in here. There's one. And there's two. Now, theoretically, if I did a good job pretending to be an appliance repairman, I can plug this in. We're not going to catch fire, and it's going to operate properly. Now, lucky for me, and also lucky for you guys, we already got something to test here. So, yeah, look at that. Let's get this in there. Close her up. Bing, bang, boom. Yeah, crunching sound means you got it all the way back. High heat. Look at my cycle. It's crazy. It's the maximum it'll let you do it on high heat. Let's see if it'll run. So far, so good. Give it a couple minutes. Usually it would do this. It would run for, I don't know, 2 to 4 minutes, depending on how fast it would heat up, and then it would overheat. So we'll find out very shortly if my repair worked. Alright, so as you can see by the timer now, it's at 1:34. That means it's already been going for 5 minutes. That's longer than it would before, and then it would flash HE. So it's not now. If you stick your hand in there, I felt the blower on the outside of the house. It's hot, so it's doing what it's supposed to. Problem solved. So I didn't test all the little things, but I did a Google diagnosis, found the common stuff that causes that, and then got the kit, just replaced all the sensors. Problem fixed, no more overheating. See you next time.